African valor, strong and true. Every single thing they do.
Long before the rise of Great Zimbabwe, before the first Europeans ever stepped foot on African soil, there existed a land shaped by ancient rivers and golden winds. A land where the Limpopo and Shashi rivers met, forming a cradle of life that would one day give birth to Africa's first great gold empire, Mapungubwe. On a massive sandstone hill, hidden by forests, cliffs, and treacherous slopes, stood the sacred ridge of Mapungubwe. This was no ordinary hill. It was a natural fortress, built by nature and perfected by its people, a kingdom destined to command trade, wealth, and power across the continent. Around the year 1075 AD, after years of drought, movement, and migration, families settled near the hill. With fertile land stretching toward the horizon and rivers rich with life, they planted the first seeds of a kingdom. A kingdom that would soon reshape southern African history. Everything changed when they found gold. Not just nuggets, but veins of shimmering metal woven through the earth like threads of sunlight. Gold became the pulse of Mapungubwe. With it came trade, influence, and a power that reached far beyond their borders. Soon, leaders emerged, men believed to be chosen by spirits, destined to wear the golden crowns of Mapungubwe. They ruled from the top of the sacred hill, separated from the common people below. This was Africa's earliest known class-based society, and it centered entirely around gold. Among the treasures crafted in their hidden workshops was the golden Rhino, a small figure of pure gold, symbol of power, courage, and the spirit of kingship. It became the emblem of Mapungubwe's greatness, and the eternal reminder of a kingdom built on gold. Mapungubwe soon dominated trade routes stretching thousands of kilometers. Gold flowed out of the kingdom, while ivory, iron, pottery, and beads flowed in. Traders from the Swahili coast, Arabia, and even India sought the treasures of this hidden African empire. To protect their royalty, the people built a complex society. Nobles lived atop the hill, commoners stayed below. Only the chosen could ascend the sacred slopes. This separation of classes was unlike anything else in sub-Saharan Africa at the time. The kings were more than leaders, they were believed to be spiritual mediators between the living and the ancestors. Rituals, healers, drummers, and rainmakers filled Mapungubwe with a deep spiritual rhythm. On the hilltop, deep within stone chambers, royal bodies were buried wrapped in gold. Bracelets, beads, scepters, treasures placed to accompany the kings into the afterlife. These burials remain some of the richest archaeological finds in Africa. For 200 years, Mapungubwe stood unmatched. Its influence stretched across the Limpopo Valley. Its gold reached faraway oceans. Its kings commanded respect from rival chiefs, and fear from those who sought the gold for themselves. But power is a fragile flame. Climate shifted. Rainfall weakened. Crops died. The Limpopo River shrank. And with the river, Mapungubwe's lifeline began to fade. As Mapungubwe weakened, neighboring groups grew bold. Conflicts erupted over land, water, and trade routes. The once mighty gold empire faced threats from all sides. Families abandoned the failing fields. Caravans left in silence. Villages emptied. A slow but steady migration began, a movement that would change African history. By the late 1200s, the once great kingdom of Mapungubwe collapsed. Not with war. Not with fire. But quietly, slowly, swallowed by shifting climate and economic decline. The hill was abandoned. But the people did not vanish. They carried their knowledge north, and from their legacy emerged the next great African power, Great Zimbabwe. A kingdom built upon the lessons and trade networks forged by Mapungubwe. For 700 years, Mapungubwe lay hidden. Wind erased footsteps. Trees swallowed walls. And time buried the hill's secrets deeper and deeper. In the 1930s, white farmers stumbled onto golden artifacts buried in the soil. Archaeologists were stunned. They had discovered Africa's first gold empire. But its true story remained incomplete, until now. Among the discoveries was the legendary golden rhino, the symbol of Mapungubwe's divine kingship. Its re-emergence shook the world, forcing historians to rewrite African history. Today, Mapungubwe is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a testament to African power, innovation, and civilization long before colonization. Archaeologists now confirm, Mapungubwe was home to Africa's first known kings. Rulers who commanded wealth, armies, and spiritual power, long before Europe even knew Africa had empires. Yet many secrets remain buried. What caused the final collapse? How much gold remains hidden? And what spiritual rites were performed atop the sacred hill? The deeper researchers dig, the clearer it becomes, African history was far more advanced, far more powerful, and far more global than the world was ever taught. Mapungubwe's legacy lives on, in the kingdoms that followed, in the people of southern Africa, and in the golden artifacts that survived centuries underground. This was Mapungubwe, Africa's first gold empire, a forgotten civilization that shaped a continent, commanded global trade, and proved that Africa's story is richer, older, and more powerful than the world ever imagined. For more lost African empires, forbidden archaeology, and powerful untold histories, subscribe to AfricanValor. New full stories every week. Don't forget to like, share, and turn on notifications, because Africa's greatest secrets are only just beginning to emerge.